Hi, guys. Welcome back to Two Girls, One Bong.
The podcast that's better when you're stoned, and if you're not, a little green goblin is going to just assault a baby one day.
You better not be responsible for any green goblins assaulting babies, so
please
get stoned. I'm Joya.
I'm MacDizzle. Let's dive on it.
Hopefully whoever just listened to that already knew who we were, because somebody just opening
They're
up.
turning it off.
Yeah.
They're turning the podcast off. They said goblins attacking babies. What the fuck is wrong
What is
with
wrong?
these women?
Fully. I love your Santa sweatshirt.
You know what's crazy is I bought this without the intention of it looking Santa-y. Because when I had brown hair, maroon was a good color on me. It was just like a good vibe. And so I got the maroon one. And this is an all-year sweater for me.
I see.
It's now actually like kind of chilly in my house because I'm doing this new thing where I keep my house at like 68.
Why? I mean, I like it at like 70, so I get it. But
I'm trying to just
now?
save a little bit of power and electricity.
Because
and
it's
gas
chilly
and all
outside.
That.
Yeah, because it's cold. Yeah.
In the winter, though, my AC is going to be running, or it's summer, AC is going to be running 24/7.
Yeah, as is mine, too. It was really nice to be able to, like a couple months ago, I had the first like day where we could just open up the windows. It was really fucking nice. Mm-hmm. And it's actually been going, right now, it's like 80 degrees outside here. And it has, and for like the next week, it's going to be like 80 during the day.
Ew, that's gross.
I know. So we had the house, like the system was on like heat for a month and a half or whatever. And now it's on cool. So
you know what's crazy is so you know how I told you hi guys, I'm doing this new thing where I'm trying to walk and just move my body a little bit.
Yeah.
And so I've been trying to do like 10,000 steps a day. Today's day 2. And you know, I told you I was at 7,500. I just looked at it and it says I'm at 83.
Nice. That's just from walking around your house too. Probably those extra ones.
Couple hundred steps.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like everyone to know I am like a sedentary snail, and I have not moved in many a millennia, and so the bones are creaking and cracking just from wickety walking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not that cute. I feel my age today.
Mm-hmm.
I said, oh my God, I'm not 18. I can't just go for a 3-mile jog and be okay.
Yeah. And not feel it in your knees or your ankles.
Oh my God. I have to take an Epsom salt bath later. I'm going to have to go soak my joints.
Yeah. The Epsom salt is so bomb for the soreness. I also, I haven't been to the gym like in I don't know how long. So I'm a little worried for that too. Whenever the day does come, I am, because I think it's from the Accutane, because it sometimes hurts your joints, but my ankles specifically have been like, if I'm like stationary for a while, if I don't move, like when I get up in the morning, they're like very stiff and it fucking hurts.
You know what you should do if you do go back to the gym?
What?
Swimming is super gentle on your joints.
They don't have a fucking pool at my gym. They're broke, but good to know.
What gym is this? Is it like Billy Bob's gym?
It's literally, I'm not going to say what it's called because there's only like 4 of them, and it's very much Billy. I'm going to type it in the chat. I'm going to type it in the chat. It's literally very Billy Bob vibes.
I hate that for you.
Did you see what the name is?
Just go to 24-hour fitness. What are you doing?
We don't have one near me. There's not one. Yeah, girl. It's like 25 minutes away.
Planet Fitness?
No, there is no large gym like that within a decent drive. Like
you don't think it's worth 25 minutes?
No, not when that gym is 5 minutes away. Not even. Did you see what it's called? Because it's giving Billy Bob Fitness. Billy Bob Gym.
Hold on, let me see.
It's in the chat. It's in the messages.
I'm looking. Oh my God.
So
like the buffet?
Yeah. Oh, you bitch. Well, nobody comes.
There's so many different.
Doesn't matter.
It's Soup Plantation Gym first and foremost. Okay.
Well, nobody's gonna fucking find me there because I don't fucking go there. So.
Well, and also they need to know which one. They need to decipher my code, and they need to be within distance of one, which I would reckon. I'm lighting a blunt. It's this little steezy mini blunts.
I love those. I love a mini roll.
I don't know how I feel about Steezy.
Well, Steezy as a brand is, debatable in different ways. But I do love a little personal, and then that's it.
Okay, let's talk some shit. What's your least favorite cannabis company, or just like company that's like doing things? Who? Give me the real tea on the worst person you ever had to work with.
Oh, that's so hard. You know what I will say? Okay, I do have one.
I got so much tea.
I know, yeah. This one actually I've seen a lot of influencers post about recently, which is interesting. But I also have seen a couple people. No, Hemper. So
Hemper is the original dirty dog. If you want to know, they're the original scammers.
They were asking me to do. I mean, they did this with you too, right? It was like
no, yeah. So I have 3 stories. I have your story, my story, and Sasha's story.
Okay, and also another friend whose name I won't say just to be, but this person goes on really funny rants on their close friends. They posted about a brand, a glass brand that was just fucking them over. And I was like, this is fucking stupid. And she was like, yeah, it's fucking Hemper. And I was like, not surprised at all. So
what they do to you?
Well, they just asked me to do free promo, and this is in like the height of our fucking career. This is when we are like just the absolute. I mean, we're still the absolute shit, but 2017.
Everything we touched was gold at that point.
17, 18 is when we were like, I mean, really 16, 17, 18. Those
16
were like
through 18. Yeah, it was. Yeah. We were untouchable. At that point.
And they were like, we'll give you free glass for promo.
Oh, thank you so much for your tomato glass.
Literally. And he's like, and if you generate subscriptions, then we'll consider a paid deal.
Oh, will you consider that?
Literally,
it?
Yeah, so that was and it's like, yeah, like I said, we're at the height of our career. Like, there's not that many fucking weed influencers at this point. It's 5 years ago. Like, in the last 5 years, so many names have popped up. And just in general on the internet and stuff. Yeah. Several years ago, there wasn't that many options. So that just means you are literally fucking broke or stingy or both.
Yeah. So for me, it was something they did to me. They actually did sign on a contract with me. They were paying me. We signed a 3-month deal. Mm-hmm. And again, this is like peak Instagram. I was getting like 3,000 followers a day. Like it was like I was cha-ching, 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 Yeah. Yeah. And so I was doing very well on Instagram. Yeah, go get yourself a smoke.
Yeah, I want one.
So, you can go. I'll tell them the story. You already know what happened to me.
Okay. I was going to say, I want to hear it too. But.
So, basically, I had a 3-month deal with Hemper. And obviously, the people who were in charge during this time are no longer in charge. They're not like, it's not like the same group of people who are doing these things. So, for me to hold any kind of grudge is a little silly since it's not any of the original people working there. But the person who was managing their social media was Shiesty AF. And he was like, okay, yeah, we'll sign on this 3-month deal. They paid me for my first month. And then the second month, they came through. They're like, oh, we're canceling.
We're done. Yeah, I do remember this.
A breach of fucking contract.
Have you ever heard? Yeah, that's the whole point of the contract, you fucking idiot. Stupid.
And their reasoning was they said we only got 2 subscriptions from your promo. Which, first and foremost, I have 2 things to say about that. Mm-hmm. One, you're a liar. 2, it is not my job to drive subscriptions. My job as an influencer is to put eyeballs on your product and drive traffic to your page. And did I do that? Yes, I fucking did. If they didn't buy your shitty fucking subscription box, that's not my problem. So if you want my 2 cents, don't buy Hemper. I haven't gotten my hands on it yet, so I don't know if it's good. But I do know a lot of these subscription boxes aren't even giving you good products. It's just filler product that they're giving you every fucking month. It's just cheap filler product that if you really want those things, you can go buy them.
Yeah. I mean, and yeah, like if some people are just like, subscription box people, and that's fun. That's great. But yeah, that reminds me of one time you used this specific verbiage that I've used so many times. I, as an influencer, am a marketing tool, not a sales tool. Right. And if I do my job by getting people to see your product, if they don't follow through, there was so many things that could have gone wrong on their way from seeing it from me to then clicking purchase on your website. There was a million
Maybe your
things.
website's confusing. Maybe it's not user friendly.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't like the background color that you used. Like, there's a million things that can happen psychologically with a consumer. All I have to do is send them there. The rest is on you. You need to pay people to know how to have a proper website, to know how to fucking get these consumers, because that is one of the hardest things for companies to do, is to get eyeballs on a good product. There's plenty of amazing products out there that nobody knows about them. Yeah, so if you have a good product and a good website, people are going to buy it as long as they can see it. So if you're not getting sales, go look at your fucking web designer team, not me.
There's so many things, like the branding, like they might not have, like you said, the color, the background color, the font. There's so many things that can turn people off of a website or a product. Like, and that's not the influencer's fucking problem. I do remember that. They were like, no.
And
okay.
Years before that, to Sasha, they like did some kind of deal with her, and they didn't pay her for any of the subscriptions that she got. She signed like some kind of deal where they were
affiliate?
like she was supposed to get paid affiliate, and they never paid her. And she was the reason I found out about Hemper. I didn't know what Hemper was until Silence Tippy started talking about them. She put them on the fucking map, bro. Her unboxings for them went hard.
To not fucking
snub, like, that's crazy. And now you know what's also crazy is that I don't see her working with them. I don't see them working with me. I don't see them working with you.
Yeah.
Although it's new management and a new team. I don't know. I also don't ever fucking post at all, ever. And I don't read my emails. I was going through my emails yesterday, and I went through like 2 days, and I had 2 people that hit me up for business. I have 27,000 more emails to go through. 27,867.
Love it. Love it. I've
All
started
right, can I talk shit about another brand?
Yeah, please do. I was going to say, okay, who's next?
KandyPens. KandyPens. And I'm going to tell you why.
Oh, God.
They have a shitty product. A. B.
It's cute. It's pretty. That's about it.
The guy who's in charge, scumbag. Absolute fucking scumbag, bro. First of all, he buys the girls' OnlyFans stuff. Like, the girls he employs, he's buying their OnlyFans stuff. I've heard about it. Yes. Do you remember that girl, like, Liana was her name?
Yeah.
I don't remember what her name was.
Yep.
She was, like,
I
really,
think that's
like,
it,
big hype. And she got, like, her butt and her boobs done.
Yeah. I think her butt's natural, but she definitely got her boobs done.
No, she got a BBL.
She just
did?
Like
a low key. No, it was like a little one. It was very, very small. It was a very, very small thing that she did.
Well, she didn't even.
I think that. I don't know. I could be talking out of my ass. She looks great.
I think you are, because she had a natural butt, but the boobs definitely were. Yeah.
Maybe I'm just getting that confused. Anyways, so she had it in her. I heard this like secondhand from somebody else, but he was like, "Oh, I really like that video you posted," referring to something that she did on OnlyFans, and I'm just like, "Bro, you're such a fucking creep." And like before OnlyFans, he was so fucking creepy. He says like the most dehumanizing things to people too. Remember what he said to Corinne?
Yes.
He was like,
he said, "You are so skinny, I can almost see through you." Something like that.
And then he also said something like insulting
her
following. He insulted her following, like referring to her as like a really small influencer, and just like he was like really disrespectful. He was really disrespectful.
I also remember,
and he's racist.
Yeah, I think I remember something like that. I can't remember what it was, but I think he started like talking different.
No, one of his friends did. It was one of his friends went up to the one black person at the party and started speaking to her differently than he did anybody else there. Like, it's just so fucking weird. And I'm not friends with anybody like that. You know, I don't associate with people who treat people of color differently than the rest of the world. And so I can only assume by association he is the exact same fucking way. And he's also said some shiesty shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. We just heard him say inappropriate things before, so I would imagine that there's probably, who God knows what he says when, you know, people like business professional colleagues are not around, you know.
Yeah, he's just a gross, scummy guy. Dude,
I remember my KandyPens got broken at Glitter Bong Bash, and the top got broken, and then the bottom got stolen. I don't know what. I mean, I don't know if someone took it because it was nowhere to be found. But I had asked for like a replacement to do promo. This is years ago, obviously. It's like
you haven't seen us promote KandyPens in
a long
years.
time. But he was like full, like he like went off on me and was like, yeah, he was like, why do
this $30 product that you made in China, you can't give me another one? That's wild, especially considering you ripped off the entire design from somebody else.
Look at that. It looks great up on
Oh my God, take it down. Take it off.
It looks cute on the shelf, and it goes
Put it
with all
behind
the
the greenery.
It looks cute. I haven't used it in, I don't know. I have no idea the last time I used that thing.
I don't even know if I still own one. I don't even think there might be one in my storage. I have like a storage bin in my laundry room.
Oh, okay. It might be in there. I also would love to. I don't know if it's still like this. But there was this brand, a actual cannabis brand, from years ago that is pre-rolls. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Cavi cones?
The Cavi cones.
Oh my God. They're still around. They're not that bad anymore, though. I know.
I have a couple in my closet, and I have smoked them.
I gave those all to my sister.
Yeah, it's nice of you. Because they were in that LA Weekly thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But so there was one time that MacDizzle and I went and were at this big, one of those big events, the way they it was like
back in the day, you used to be able to go to these events. Yeah, you got used to go to these like HempCon and all of these events and like Kush Talk and all of these things, and they were dope because you could like get edibles, you could get wax, you could get flour. Everyone was doing deals.
You would walk away with free shit too. Like everybody was getting free stuff. So much shit. Even if that was just dabs, which I also have another two. There's two parts to this story. But we took home from that event. It was the Caviar Gold Cup, and it was the Cavi Cone branded event. And they were handing out Cavi cones like it was nothing. And there was people,
like handfuls, girls, just fistfuls.
Yeah, and there would be girls walking by our booth, and they'd be like, "Did y'all get any of these yet?" And we'd be like, "No, thank you."
What are they?
And I think we both went home with like 15 each. Something like that.
No, it was like probably like 25, 30. Yeah. We had a lot of these cones.
But then, so at some point or another, we fucking opened one of those up.
Oh my God. The weed was just black.
Just disgusting.
Just
like
black.
Yes, like
disgusting.
So gross. But I'll tell you what, those things I would smoke it in like threes. Like it was like I would smoke 1/3 of it, get high as fuck. Smoke the second third, get high as fuck, and like save the.
They gave me headaches.
I know they did because there was a lot of flavoring.
Yeah.
So if they're a legal cannabis brand in California now, they definitely have like better stuff, I think.
Maybe.
So
you can pay off everything everywhere at all times.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to have to, because I know they do still get me super high, but I'm going to have to open one up one of these days. But I also was going to say that same event, Mac and I are behind a table. We're like running a booth like by ourselves, which was like, I think that might have been the last time, maybe the only time we ever did that. But
that we never did that again.
Yeah. There was a booth just not
like straight ahead from us. Like like 100
2 booths away. Yeah, barely. Yeah. They were giving out free dabs, and there was an older gentleman.
He was like, maybe in his 50s, late 40s.
Yeah. He took a fat old dab, just like the rest of us, really. I mean, that's what that was the custom, was for them to put a fucking glob down. And he exhaled, took like 2 steps back, and fucking fainted.
Went rigid though, like straight
full, yes,
backwards, like not like a crumple. It was a straight backwards fall, like a stiff board.
And I will never, ever, ever, ever forget the sound of his fucking head hitting the ground. Like that never has never left my mind.
Allegedly, he was fine after.
Yeah. I think
he
we
walked
would have
away
heard about
from
it
it.
if he wasn't. Yeah, he was fine. He like woke up after a couple seconds and was like fine. Hopefully forever he was fine. But yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You know who else used to be super fucking sus? They weren't like a mean company or a bad company. They're not. I don't even think they're around anymore. But remember Source Vapes?
Yeah. Their product
They were
just
like,
sucked.
Disgusting, terrible product.
It
Just
was
a
really bad.
It would incinerate your wax and you wouldn't get high. It was
And then it would die
product.
2 minutes later.
Yeah.
The battery
and then
did
it
not
hurt
last.
Too.
It didn't stand up. They wouldn't stand up. Remember? Like you couldn't set
fall
it down
over.
on the table.
Yeah. Wow.
We've come so long. Dude, I can't believe like
industry.
those were the first e-rigs that we ever had. Remember they had the dabber that had the hinged cap? So it would like
yes,
the dabber would
no, because
hinge
you
down
could
to-
the magnetic top, so
Yeah.
you could like set it sideways. Oh my god.
Yeah.
L-O fucking L.
We've come a long way with the e-rigs for sure.
Yes, but also like, do you think how far we've come? They'd be better. I still don't feel like they rip at a potential that they should be. I feel like they could be ripping a lot harder than they do.
Have you turned
that's how I
turned
feel.
your iSpire up recently?
No, the iSpire is like a pretty. It probably rips. It's the hardest
shit
one I've ever ripped.
Rips. Yeah. But there's also like, it's not always the fattest rip because also when you turn that CandyPens up all the way, there's a big cloud, but it tastes horrible.
No, it's a big
disgusting.
cloud, but also like it's all of your wax in one fucking hit, and you didn't get all the
Right.
smoke from that wax.
Yeah.
It just incinerates it.
Have you tried one of those giant fucking Dr. Dabbers before? I never have. Like one of those really fat ones that are really just like, it's almost like the size of my hydro flask. It's like huge. No. I haven't either. But I know that brand has been around a long time, Dr. Dabber. So I feel like if anybody was going to be able to like really do the because I always tell people like the Puffcos are the best for the taste. But their customer service
Very
is
thin
horrible.
little clouds.
Yeah, exactly, right. But that's going to get you if you're like a terp person, if you're like a fucking cold water hash whatever. Like
Which is
then,
dope. Love that for you.
Yeah. then you need the Puffco because it's like the taste is there. That's the best. Mm-hmm. But if you're trying to get the fucking fattest hit, dude, this
here's the fucking thing. I'm not smoking weed for the taste. I think that's great that some people are.
Yeah.
That is not why I smoke weed.
Yeah.
I smoke weed to get high.
Me neither. Yeah.
Very fucking high.
Same.
It's like alcohol. I don't drink because I like the taste of it.
For the taste.
No, it's 0 stars.
Yeah.
My head kind of hurts after that little mini blunt. Truth. I don't know. Was it hurting before though?
You did. No, we were talking about how the cavi cones make your head hurt. I don't know if your head was hurting. If it was, you didn't say anything about it.
I did not mention it. I know that, but I feel like my head might have hurt like a tiny bit earlier. This did not help. Noting for
blunt.
everyone. Yeah, the little mini blunts from Steezy hurt my head.
Is it? It's a tobacco blunt? Like it's an actual.
Oh, I
blunt
doubt
wrap?
it. That's illegal. You're not allowed to do that.
So it's what, a hemp blunt?
I'm sure it's a hemp blunt. It smells so grapey.
Yeah. There's so many things that are just like about the fucking taste.
You can just like you can just make a blunt that tastes like a blunt.
Like that tastes like tobacco?
No, like that doesn't have flavoring in it. Like, why are we doing this? I feel like this is the kind of shit that needs to be regulated. Like making flavored blunts and shit. That's like attracting younger people.
I don't know, because I don't know if it's attracting younger people.
It's attracting people. Stop that.
Stop it. But yeah, I agree with you, because especially because they're moving away from the flavored tobacco. Did that pass in California?
I'm pretty sure. I don't fucking know. I don't even remember what I voted on. I literally don't even remember. I think I was like, yeah, less flavored tobacco.
Upholds a state law banning the sale of flavored tobacco products. So it's like, if you are going to ban flavor, which I think is stupid, by the way, if the kids want to kill themselves with vapes, tell their fucking parents to make them stop. But I think adults should be able to smoke what they fucking want. But it is like kind of freaky to know that there's also that flavor stuff going into weed products. Because people that are smoking nicotine, you know what you're doing.
Well, also, Joya, I think something you need to think about is that the tobacco industry is wildly fucking corrupt and evil and manipulative. And
pretty much
what they're
every
doing,
industry is.
But nicotine. But you're like, oh, people should be able to smoke what they want. I don't agree with that. I believe if people are putting out a very, very harmful product, then the government should regulate that, and that they should not let people just have it. Actually, I don't know. Because I think like heroin and all that shit should be legal. I don't think that we should be like putting people in. You know what? I think it should be decriminalized.
Yeah, drugs.
That's what I think. I think that drugs should be decriminalized, and we need to rehab the entire system to help addicts, stop punishing them.
Yeah.
Because I was listening to this interesting study, and it was like how they first understood addicts was they put a rat in a cage. And they filled one of the water up laced with heroin or something or meth or whatever. And they filled a different water bottle up with no drugs. And almost every single time the rat would prefer the drug laced water. Right. And so they're like, oh, so it's an addictive thing. This is it, blah, blah, blah. But then somebody else came along years later and like kind of looked at the experiment. And he's like, these cages are completely empty. Like these rats are just alone in a cage with nothing but, this water as something to do, And so he said, all right, let's make Rat Park. And he made like this gorgeous facility for these rats to live in. And it was like just paradise for rats, right? And so he put both of those bottles back and none of them overdosed, I don't think. If I understand correctly, is that they weren't abusing this bottle at all. Like every now and then I think a rat would use it. But they almost always preferred the regular water. And it wasn't like consistently they weren't abusing it and doing it every single day.
Because they had psychological nourishment.
They had community. They had nourishment. And so it's like just looking at that for addiction is it's so important because something that we do to addicts is we throw them away and we seclude them and we make it so hard for them to reintegrate back into society. Sit alone with your thoughts. Yeah. Literally, like, go sit in the corner. You've been bad. When really, like, we need to reassess how, like, we do that because community and interaction with other humans is so fucking fundamental to getting better.
Yeah, it's just like that. What we were talking about, how that those people in whatever culture, whatever country it was, that were like the white man's method of healing has nothing to do. There's no sunshine. There's no music. There's no community. There's no dancing. Yeah. So, yeah, that's amazing. That's really incredible. That's really fucking cool that somebody did that with the rats.
Yeah, and so we have this information and we understand this, and yet we're not doing anything. We're still just punishing these people. So, what I was saying, though, drawing back to what you were saying, people should be able to smoke what they want. I think because they are making this a yummy thing that kids enjoy. Kids like candy. Kids like fruity things. Kids like smoothies. Yeah. I feel like this is very much targeting children, younger adults, whatever. And it's getting them to be lifelong addicts at that point. And I just don't, I think that ploy specifically is very deceptive and wrong of them. Like, make your vapes. That's fine. But don't make the vapes so delicious that people start vaping because of that. You know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of people who started vaping who didn't even give a fuck about nicotine, didn't care about the head change. Jeez, shut the fuck up! Yeah. Like, they didn't care about that. They just were doing it socially, and they liked the way that it tasted.
Yeah.
Because I remember I tried to start smoking cigarettes, and I couldn't because I hated the taste.
It was disgusting. Yeah.
It made your mouth taste gross.
Yeah, and your hands and your hair and your clothes.
And that's how it should be. If you're gonna smoke, you should be stinky.
Yeah, you know what? you are right. Like, there is, to an extent, it does make sense because, I tried a cigarette when I was like 12 and I was like, this is the worst fucking thing I've ever had in my entire life. Like, this is disgusting. And nicotine vapes hurt my throat. So I don't know how that, I mean, if every teenager's first time hitting because there's no real benefit to it. Like if you do get
it's just a head change. It's literally just, it's the same fucking thing. It's just a little head change. And they're so much more addictive than a cigarette. I've never seen a person get up from dinner in the middle of dinner to go smoke a cigarette, but I've seen multiple people do it for their vape, or they'll just hit it in the restaurant, you know?
Yeah.
It's made it way too accessible.
Yeah.
You don't stink.
That's what it is. It's the accessibility.
Like, I feel like it's the accessibility and the fact that you don't smell after that. Like nobody knows that you're a cigarette smoker or
that falls under that. Yeah, that accessibility because because you don't smell, because you don't have to go outside.
Yeah,
it makes it a million times easier to do it, and it makes it so much more convenient. And because there was a stigma against cigarette smokers, and I don't think it's a bad stigma to have. Those things kill you. All right. Yeah. That's what also makes me like, dude, like if people, I just don't, it's hard for me with the whole vape and kids thing because I'm like, it is the fucking parents' job. Like
but what kids could get addicted to. Like an 18-year-old is still a fucking baby, and you know that. Yeah. You know that.
No, yeah, but is it the government's job to say you can't do that, or is it your parents' job to prepare you to make good decisions? And then it's your own responsibility to make good decisions for yourself and your body. But I get what you're saying. Like, to have those things readily available for people, it is kind of like... I
think the government should have a little bit... Like, if this is the situation... And they've... Basically, what they did is they did studies and they noticed, like, this is what's happening. A lot of young people are starting... There weren't a ton of young kids starting to smoke cigarettes. Yeah. That wasn't a thing amongst our generation. So what did they do? They found something new to get the young people, because that's how you get a lifelong person addicted, and that's how, like, a lifelong consumer is amazing, invaluable. You know?
Yeah.
And so I think for the government to look at these tactics that are immoral and wrong,
hold
and
those
like,
companies accountable for
because make a vape, fine. Make a fucking vape, but you don't need to make it taste so good that kids want to eat it.
But also, you know that this wasn't happening when it was the big fat mod vapes, those giant ones that you can refill. It was the disposables.
It was the little
and the
disposables.
pods. So it does make sense to I just look at how cute this is. It's a little book. And it has a magnet in it.
It's very cute.
I just, this
that is very cute.
Yeah. When I look back at like who is smoking like those mod vapes, it's people trying to get off cigarettes.
Literally, it was cigarette smokers or people who really were about that nicotine, because you could choose the nicotine levels in it. Yep. You get the flavor and the nicotine level.
Zero. Yeah, they even had some with zero for people that just needed to fucking put something up to their mouth. And
I get that. I get that.
Yeah,
I totally understand that.
Yeah, when you put it like that, that does make sense, because I've had a hard time being like, how is this marketed to children? Like, I just don't get it. But saying like kids like sweet things and the flavor, and kids were not smoking, like, you were only smoking cigarettes if you were like in a certain group, or like, you know what I mean, like
working in a sweatshop or whatever,
yeah,
you know,
like or like a fucking restaurant where everybody's taking a fucking cigarette.
Literally,
everybody just did a bump inside and everyone's taking a fucking cigarette break outside. That's the restaurant industry for you. But not everybody, but like a lot of people.
A lot of them. Almost all of my coworkers were on drugs when they were serving. They were good at their jobs too. Yeah. I remember one time I was bored, and this one girl, Nicole, who had like a bunch of back issues, was working. She was like, "You want a Vicodin?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Did you take it?
6 more hours in this shift. Let's go. Yeah, fuck yeah, I did.
How was that? What was that like?
It was like a late night shift, so it was like super, super slow, and my face was just itchy. It made my face and my neck itchy.
Really?
Yeah. But I was like so chilled out. I was like,
Were you fine to like drive home after work after it was over?
I don't know really, but I lived 0.5 miles away. Literally 0.5. It was, I drove
so
around
close.
the corner. It was so close.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I wasn't at the point where I was doing drugs when I was working in a restaurant. I wouldn't have like.
I wasn't like doing drugs.
No. I wasn't at the point where I would say yes to a drug when I was working in a restaurant.
Here's a crazy story about this guy named Philip that I used to work with.
Okay.
All right. I fucking hate Philip.
Fuck Philip.
First and foremost, he sexually harassed basically every girl who worked at the place.
Ew.
And we all reported him. We all talked to the manager, and we're all like, he makes us super uncomfortable. Like, oh, his name was Jerry. Oh, his name's Jerry.
That's a way more appropriate name for a fucking weirdo. No offense to all the Jerrys out there.
I remember one time I walked into the walk-in, which is like a big refrigerator, and he had his arm like this against something, like harassing one of my friends that work there. And I was like, Jerry, get the fuck out of here.
I feel like I've heard this story before.
Yeah, and he was like, yeah, Mackenzie doesn't like me. I was like, no, I don't. Get out. I was like so sick of him. And he never got fired, first and foremost. They never did anything about our complaints. They transferred him to the other location in Lake Forest, like, which is like just 10 minutes down the road. So they just transferred him to go harass all the women there instead.
Over there,
which is fucking wild. I should have gone to court. I could have gotten the biggest fucking settlement because there was so much
several people
for them to do something.
Yeah.
All of the girls, all of us. He made us feel so fucking uncomfortable. And not only that, he did ecstasy once, or that I knew of. He was on ecstasy at work. And then another time, he got a hand job underneath the table from his girlfriend on camera.
Like
you could see it. Yes, and he didn't even get fired, bro. Like, what the fuck is going on at Buffalo Wild Wings?
Honestly, I bet Adam would have some stories about his Buffalo Wild Wings too, because I can already think about how a host was fucking a manager on site.
Yeah,
like they were having sex inside the restaurant somewhere in the bathroom or something.
God. Ew. I will never have sex in a bathroom unless it is mine.
Yeah, that is like so fucking.
Do you know how much fecal matter is just around there? You're putting hands on
air,
poopy anytime.
On the walls, yeah, dude,
on the floor, just lurking
everywhere.
in the vents.
It's disgusting. In the vents.
Yo, people get it on in porta potties. People fucking porta potties.
Respect yourselves.
How?
Respect
yourselves.
How
can you just dangle your body above somebody else's shit and get
That's
fucked,
literally sitting there. Yeah. There is really some serious fecal matter in one of those.
Oh,
and it's just sitting there. Hey, how do you get... Also, I just want to say, I feel like I hear about people doing that at music festivals. And like, I don't know what kind of drugs those people are doing. But...
Just do it in public at that point. Just go and do it in front of everyone.
Ew.
It's much more... what's the word I'm looking for? Sanitary.
It is, honestly, yeah. For your own physical sanitation.
Like, what if you were fucking
emotional
her too
and
hard?
Psychological sanitation?
What
of
if, like,
everyone else?
here's how I'm picturing it: is she's squatting above the toilet and he's doing her doggy, right? Because how else are you gonna do it in there,
right?
You know. But what if he just too hard and they fall
over? Yeah. What are you gonna do? That's a
risk
then?
I'm not willing to take. First of all, the risk of just being dangling over someone's poo. That's not for me.
Oh my God, it's disgusting. What is wrong with people? Genuinely, what is fucking wrong with people?
I bet it's not that many people that have done it, but enough people have.
At least like 1 or 2 couples per night per festival.
People also they're like, oh yeah, Mile High Club, I fucked in the bathroom on a plane. That's disgusting. You're fucking, have you seen the bathrooms on planes? Little babies piss on the floor in there. I remember on a really long, it's this big.
Yeah.
I had a really, really long flight once. I don't remember where I was flying from. Maybe from like Amsterdam or something. Oh yeah, I was just out in Amsterdam. But at like hour 6 of this flight, there was like maybe 10 hours in the flight, maybe 6 or 7 in the flight. I went into the bathroom and the floor was just sticky and wet. And I'm at all. I don't know what happened in there, but I'm glad I was wearing shoes.
Oh, I have gone into an airport or an airplane bathroom in socks before without my shoes.
Me too. When I
on,
was little, I did that shit all the time. People were just more respectful about the space. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've still done that as an adult, but yeah, if there was a sticky substance on the floor, I might throw up. I'm so glad that you were wearing shoes as well.
Always wear shoes when you go to the bathroom from here on out. It's for me.
Oh, I will never forget that. So, yeah, don't worry.
Bro, I have had some horrendous flight experiences. Most of them my own fault because I was hungover. But then one time I had a bladder infection.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, and I was in the middle seat too.
You're like, sorry, bitch, get up again.
Yeah. Oh, and guess who wouldn't give me their aisle seat?
Yeah, no, I'm sure. Oh, so you knew the person in the aisle. Thank God. Then
no,
it's
no, I
definitely get up, bitch.
No, I wasn't even sat next to her. Yeah, but I did tell the girl next to me. It was a girl sitting next to me. I was like, I'm really, really sorry. I have a bladder infection, and so I'm going to be getting up a whole lot. And I think she actually... I actually think she might have given me her seat. I think she might have traded me seats.
Like traded?
She kind of felt bad. I don't remember too much, but I do remember it was terrible.
Yeah, that's so painful. And just like the worst thing to fucking have on a flight.
Because I go pee
at least when it's
like
puke,
this much pee.
Right. And it hurts.
It's painful.
But at least if you're puking, you just puke into a bag at your seat. You don't have to get up to do that.
Which I've done many a time.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, there was one flight where, and you were in your own row, so it was fine. But you were like, and you know what? You were fine for most of the flight, if I remember correctly.
It was when we started
descending. Yeah, the descent. You were like, bleh.
Yeah,
poor thing,
just unleashing. It was funny. Somebody was sat in front of me, and I think they moved forward a seat.
Yeah, because you're in the splash zone, sir. You gotta get out of here.
But then another time I was super hungover flying home somewhere, and I think it was on JetBlue. I don't remember where it was, but it was a good airline. I love them. They were really sweet. They were really nice. I was like, listen, I'm feeling very hungover, and I've been throwing up since I got on the plane. I'm gonna need a bunch of bags if you have them, please. And she was like, okay. Let me go see if we have a little extra spot for you in the back. And so she found me my own spot in the back of the plane. There was nobody next to me, nobody in front of me. Like I had like my own little bubble.
Yeah.
And she like let me sit in there, and she brought me like this gigantic bag. And she came and sat next to me. She said, "How are you doing? Are you feeling any better? Do you want a ginger ale? I'll go get you a ginger ale." She was so nice. Because I wasn't even like sick. I was sick by my own hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she didn't need to be sympathetic to me. She could have just been like, "You dumb bitch," and I would have understood. I would have been like, "You're right." But dude, she was so really nice.
Yeah, it's really crazy what a like good flight crew or even just one person in there like changes your whole freaking your whole
experience.
Perspective. Yeah, experience, right, exactly. Like that is like so nice. And also then when there's a bitch, then you're like fucking miserable. There was this one lady, a flight attendant on a flight that it was months ago, and somebody was like, it was when Adam and I were coming back from Mexico. And we had a connection. We actually missed our connection. But I thought we were going to have enough time. I was like not even worried about it. But there was somebody around us who was like, we have a connection. It's a really quick connection. Is there any way? Can you do anything to help us? And in that situation, what a kind flight attendant or a group,
they'll put you towards the front.
No, what they'll do is they'll tell everyone, we have a few connections. They're in this row, and this row, whatever. Mm-hmm. Please, everyone, stay seated, and please let those people out first so they can get to their connection as fast as possible. I've seen that done a dozen times. But the lady was like, yeah, sorry, can't help ya. Like, nothing I can do. Sorry, you're just going to have to try. And somebody else asked her for something, and she was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't help you with that. I've already had 3 back surgeries from this job. And it was like this moment of like,
so quit
what?
Then.
Yeah, it was like this weird
3 backs. If a job gave me 1 back surgery, I'm not working there anymore.
No, and you know what's funny is that one of my mom's best friends, who also worked for United, she worked in the bagging
handling area.
Yeah, she was in the bagging department.
Doing hard, heavy lifting.
Yeah, and she had to have a back surgery, and she also got addicted to drugs from it. And there was like a whole lawsuit and everything because she got addicted to fucking pain pills.
Yeah.
After. So that's definitely a thing. But just going back to how a sweet flight attendant, and so many of them are like so many people that go, it's a hospitality, like they're there to take care of you. So many of them are so sweet, but some of them are,
just
not very
in the
nice.
wrong profession. Go be a nurse.
Yeah. Or having
that's
a
where
really
the mean
bad
girls
day.
Go.
Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah, let's read this article. You go ahead.
Okay. E. coli.
Is that E. coli?
Yeah. E. coli, salmonella, or lead found in 40% of illegal New York weed. Whoa. New York officials deployed researchers to sample products from illegal bodegas and pop-up dispensaries selling cannabis on the street and tested them for harmful contaminants. If it's safe, clean flower that you want, the findings were dismal at best. According to a report led by the New York Medical Cannabis Industry Association, published on November 30th, around 40% of illegal cannabis products sampled in New York City were found to contain harmful contaminants like E. coli, salmonella, and lead. The cannabis products were purchased from only about 20 illegal sites, but spanning across all 5 boroughs. Salmonella, E. coli, and other contaminants in weed pose serious threats to your health and are controlled under typical state regulations. Smoking weed with bacteria like E. coli provides a direct path for infectant into the lungs, where it could do a lot of damage. The report reveals the results of third-party lab testing of cannabis products purchased from 20 unlicensed dispensaries. Among key findings, researchers detected the presence of E. coli, salmonella, and pesticides in various products. It's funny because, reading this, I can't help but be like, who paid for that test? Like, you know what I mean? Like, who funded that
Because there's so
experiment?
much corruption everywhere,
That just, that's where my brain went.
But I do believe that the people who are in these illegal pop-up dispensaries are absolutely selling fucking bad weed.
Yeah, they don't have any process. They don't have to follow any rules. Yeah, they don't have to follow any rules. They're just fucking.
You know what would fix all of this?
What?
Down with capitalism.
Yeah.
And, make people care about the product they're creating, even if it's illegal. But capitalism makes them cut corners and poison people. I doubt that people selling this weed are like, E. coli in the lungs,
No, they're not. But that's also, because the capitalists are the ones with all the money that are, like you said, when we were talking about the joints, you were like, you could pay for anything, which is so true. Like, they could pay for literally any of those tests. There is somebody, what's funny? It just made me think of this. Years ago, when we were first starting and taking off, and my dad was like, if you can figure out a way for me to get in there, like, let me know. And he was like, his idea was testing. He was like, we could start a testing company. And he was like, you need to source me machines, like, blah blah blah. I never did that. I was a child. I didn't know how to fucking do anything.
It's not too late, Joya. It's not too late.
Nah, it is too late. There's way too many people. Yeah, but and I was going back to there's dirty fucking people in any part in the supply chain, any link in that whole process. There's going to be dirty
somebody's
people,
hands can get greased. They don't mind.
Yeah, which is disgusting.
Well, that's very scary. So if you're in the state of New York and you're smoking, I feel like
black
lot of
market
me
weed.
Personally, I would get it directly from a dealer, and I don't know if that's any better. But traditionally, dealers get it from plugs on the West Coast or like places that they're grown. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, But I was gonna say, dude, I don't know if you saw my stories the other day, but I went to a hemp shop, a CBD shop here, and they sell these fucking Delta 9 edibles, which is also a huge thing. Like, that is so intricate, but I got high as fuck, and it was my head didn't hurt. I didn't feel like some of the Delta 8 stuff I've had, I can tell it's different. Like, the 5-CBD stuff is good. I don't feel like it's different, but I feel like I've had that, like, lab manufactured
I've never tried
product.
anything Delta 8.
Dude, well, this is, okay, so it's Delta 9, and it's like a little
Delta
bit
9
different.
Or whatever.
Right.
I've never
well,
tried
no, Delta 9
any
is
of them.
brand new. Delta 9 is not
Okay.
Delta 8. They're two different things. But I got high as fuck, and I can just go, like, drive 15 minutes and go fucking buy that here legally, which is crazy.
It's stupid. Just let people buy weed at this point.
I know, it's really so dumb. That's what the girl who runs that shop was telling me all about. I mean, she's like neck deep in the fucking legal, the politics of everything, and it's like the dumbest fucking shit ever.
It sounds stupid.
But flour I buy from a dealer. I don't even buy from a dispensary when I go home to California. Like, there's no. Bless you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That was just brewing.
That's okay. I'm glad you got it out.
Oh my God.
Should we do our hashtag Ask2G1B?
Yes, and before we do that, real quick, guys, every week we would love it if one of you guys asked us a question that we could answer. So if you would like to do that, please go to the pipeline, aka the WeTube, and just preface your question with the hashtag Ask2G1B.
Yep, put it up on there.
Ask2G1B. It's the number 1 and the number 2.
Yeah, the numbers, right, with the numbers, 2G1B. And yeah, we pull one of those from Pipeline every week. So would love to hear from you guys. So hashtag Ask2G1B.
Ask it, queens and kings. I'm starving. Something.
I just got an email about my electricity bill, and it literally reduced by, like, I'm not even kidding, like the 75%.
Without
since the summer. Without. Yep, exactly.
It'll get you. I did. Oh, you want to hear this? I didn't pay my electricity bill for like 6 months. Yeah, they left my power on, thankfully.
What happened?
Yeah, I just logged into my account the other day. I just forgot to pay it. I logged into my account the other day, and I was like, oh, I haven't paid this in a while. And I was like, oh, it was like
how much was it?
$1,600.
Oh yeah, dude, yeah, that's fucking gnarly. Thank God they didn't turn it. Why? How didn't they? How didn't you know? Like, how didn't they fucking blow you up with fucking?
No,
it's crazy.
They were just like, she's fine. She's been doing this for years.
She'll pay. She'll pay.
She'll pay. Yeah. If I have an individual account manager, that's 10 out of 10. What's happening?
Good morning, Pipeline. Happy WeTube Wednesday. I'm popping on to ask 2G1B a question for the podcast today. So let's see if they pick my question. Feel free to leave your questions on the Pipeline as well using the hashtag ask2G1B. I think it's really cool that they're doing this. And I want to know, Mac and Joya, what is the weirdest dream? It doesn't have to be a weed dream, but what's the weirdest dream you've ever had? Is that a hard question? I don't know. Cheers, Pipeline.
I know yours. It's my favorite dream. Thank you, Ariana.
Yeah, thank you. Provisional air.
We love you, Mama.
Yeah, we do. We sure do.
Can I tell them yours?
Yeah. Do you think you can do it? Like, well,
pretty well.
You can give them. Okay.
All right. So Joya has this dream where she's at her aunt's house, and her aunt has this pool, and in the pool there's like the little pool cleaner thing that kind of drives around. And when she was younger, her older siblings would like tease her and be like, "Oh, it's gonna fucking get you. It's gonna eat you."
It was called the Jaws. We called it the
Jaws. Okay, so the Jaws, and she would have this reoccurring dream where the Jaws, the little pool cleaner, would come out of the pool, and it would turn into this like gigantic pig in a chef's hat. Because at her parents' house, there's like this pig in a chef's hat statue just like randomly there. And so I guess that lives rent free in her subconscious.
And I didn't know that I never, like, that pig in a chef's hat statue has been in my kitchen my entire life, as long as I can remember. But I never put together that is where the giant pig in a chef's hat came from my dream.
She thought it was an original thought.
I thought, yeah, I guess I just, I'm so creative. I just made that up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So the giant chef-hatted pig would then proceed to chase Joya around. And one time her dad was like, "Hey, why don't you pick on somebody your own size?" And
yep, there it is.
Did not heed his warnings and kept going after her.
Yes.
It never caught her, though.
No, it didn't. And thank God. Thank God. And it's funny because my aunt lived in Chino, which if you're from Southern California, Chino is actually a really very developed area now, but it used to be like a horse town. And so there was a lot of dirt. And I
run around
in my head, I'm running around like in like there's dirt fields and like whatever. So yeah, and that was a reoccurring. That happened to me 3 times for sure. that, and there was one time at least that I can remember that I woke up and went back to sleep, and it came back
right back
started
at it.
again. Yeah. Oh, no. There's got to be a special type that has to have a name of a dream that still continues even after you wake up and go back to sleep, because mostly
I don't know.
Because reoccurring is like on separate occasions, like because it happened to me. I remember it was in my childhood. It hasn't happened in 10 years.
You
at
conquered
least.
that beast. You're not afraid of the pig in the hat.
Yeah.
I don't know oh my God. I don't know my weirdest dream, but I'll tell you a weird dream that I had like 2 nights ago. So this thing, I feel like I've talked about this a couple times in different mediums, but
if it only
I have like this, I don't have reoccurring dreams. I have dreams in a reoccurring place.
Yes.
So I've like made this like whole city town in my brain that I go to when I'm asleep sometimes. It doesn't happen all the time. I'm only there sometimes. And the other night, my parents' house is now a part of it, but it's just, it's actually their house. There's nothing different about it. It's just their house. But it's their old kitchen. They've updated their kitchen to, it doesn't look like that anymore, but it's the old kitchen at their house right now. And so I went there. I was there. And I don't know why, but like there was like some family friends that needed a ride to the airport, and they had like 8 kids. And so I was like, oh, yeah, I'll take you. I have enough room in my car. My car was a monster truck. There was a ladder to climb up it. I'm not even talking like 2 or 3 like rings. Like it was like 8 steps up. It was a huge I'm talking about like the grave digger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's this massive truck. And like when you got inside of the truck, the girl, like the mom, like I guess like tried to like start it and like get going, and I was like, you silly goose, that's not how you do it. And like the inside of my car had like this really weird, like when you sat in one of the seats, there was like this light up system where it would be like, oh, the seat is green, that means someone's sitting in it. And it just like this, like it was like this weird,
that's cool.
Like, it looks like this. It was like this shape, and then it had like a bunch of buttons. And so
those little buttons. Okay,
that's where the seat was. And it was something to do with like a.
That's how they have it in. Those are like in planes. The flight attendants have one of those things.
Oh,
and it shows which seats are. I don't think it's which seats are being sat in. It's which seats are going to be filled. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah. But you know what, another weird thing that is like apparently abnormal in dreams is I've read on 3 separate occasions in my dreams. I've had 3.
There's something else too that you've done. Is it like looking at the time or something, or like being on a phone?
Yeah, I remember looking in my phone and being able to read. I was reading text messages on my phone. I was reading DMs on my phone.
Which is allegedly you're not supposed to be able to do that.
Yeah. And I've tried to look it up, and I was like, oh, people reading in dreams, and the most often occurrence was like authors being like, oh yeah, I saw it in a dream,
because they're like fucking people that are looking at words constantly.
Can't relate. I'm seeing Rajul cheating on me via DM in a dream.
Oh no.
No artistic beauty coming from that scenario. You know what's hilarious is it was with Marley. And it was just like so bizarre, so fucking bizarre, because A, not super close with Marley, don't think about her on the regular at all.
Right. Yeah.
And B, like, in what fucking universe?
Yeah. So random.
Would that ever fucking happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, it was just so weird to me, because I'm like, you like Marley. Why are you having dreams about this?
Yeah. It's so specific. Like, yeah, it's so funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But, well, thank you, Ariana, for the question. Thank you, Joya, for letting me recite your weirdest dream.
And thank you for doing such a great job. Like, that was like...
It's quite possibly one of my favorite stories that you've ever told me. So I hold on to that. It's
better than Alicia Keys in the Sun?
Yeah, 10 out of 10, way better than that. Because I was like, who think that that's the funniest thing you've ever said don't know the depth of Joya. All right, you've said some way funnier stuff than Alicia Keys in the Sun. All right.
Oh my God, tell me why. Okay, so I had to show my Austin friends Dank Ass Christmas, and so I played it on my TV last night, and I rapped your whole verse, like the whole thing, and we also watched Aaron's
was there
behind
alcohol
the scenes
involved
in Dank Ass Christmas.
No, during
last night.
Yeah.
I had a drink, but it wasn't I wasn't drunk. It was like it was last night on a Tuesday. Yeah. I was just giving it to them because it's what they deserve. I was like,
you guys are gonna enjoy this. So
yeah. And no, definitely, because one of the people here is sober anyway. He doesn't even drink. So, but
you showed them the behind the scenes of Aaron.
I did show them the behind the scenes, and there's this part where, well, first of all, everybody laughed out loud when you were like, because I was listening to Dank Ass Christmas for the first time, and you were like, I was like, dancing, and you were like, she'll dance to anything. I've seen her bop to opera. There was like an audible laugh from everyone in the room. But then also, Erin is like, MacDizzle is the best Instagram in the world. Like, she is the best on Instagram. No questions asked. And then he goes, I am the best YouTuber between the three of us. And then you guys are kind of like, oh, going back and forth. And then one of you says, well, and Joya is the best. It's you. You go, Joya's the best at. And then Aaron picks it up and goes, definitely friendship for sure. I was like, fuck you guys.
I was trying to be really inclusive. Funny. I was trying to pull you into it and make sure that you're the best at
What's
something
Joya?
too.
That's that. Yeah, that was really funny. Anyway, what a great episode. Thank y'all for listening. This was a good one.
It was. So. All right. Love you guys. We'll see you next week.
Love you.
Bye, everyone. Make sure you ask a 2G1B question.
Ask 2G1B. Hashtag ask 2G1B on the fucking pipeline.
Thank you.
Bye.